¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede!
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times DCOMs tackled serious issues.
You don't know what it's like being outnumbered by what?
For this list, we'll be looking at some DCOMs that get into some really deep themes. Did we miss your favourite DCOM that deals with serious subject matters? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Illegal Fishing. A Ring of Endless Light. Although most Disney Channel original movies like to inject some level of social commentary into their stories, they are usually still very light-hearted and jovial to appease the young audience. But this one is pretty dramatic from start to finish.
She's tired. She can't last much longer.
Just talk to her, Vic, all right? Tell her to hold on.
When Vicky and her siblings visit their grandfather, she quickly learns that he is sick. But as devastating as that is, Vicky has other concerns as well. With the help of her friends, Zach and Adam, Vicky also ends up being the key to save a group of dolphins from sailors using illegal fishing nets.
They're called walls of death. They stretch out for miles underwater and they catch everything and anything that comes by. They end up catching dolphins even though the fishermen don't want them.
That scene where Adam nearly drowns trying to save one of the dolphins is intense. Disney Channel really shifted the tone with this one.
Come on, guys, come on. Man, don't do that to me.
Number 9. Balancing Family. Cadet Kelly.
Mom and man. The first one she's let into our all-girl lives since Dad.
Family dynamic, structure and tradition versus individuality, friendship, personal growth, culture shock. All of these topics are tackled in this comedy led by two Disney Channel icons, Hilary Duff and Christy Carlson Romano.
You're on my list, maggot.
You'd be on mine if I had a list.
But the most important challenge Kelly faces is trying to balance her priorities between her father and stepfather. Kelly is the star in a performance that means the world to Sir, and doesn't want to let him down even when she believes her father might be in danger. Thankfully, Kelly figures out how to balance the two sides of her life and come through for both of her dads.
This really is a photo op. If only I had my camera. I would show my dad and my dad. Both brave, both safe.
Number 8. Sexism. Motocrossed. Though this movie was made in the early 2000s, its messages about sexism and feminism are still very prevalent.
I want you to start concentrating on things that a 15-year-old girl should be concentrating on. And that does not include racing motocross.
When her brother gets hurt before a big race, Andy takes his place to help her family. But she gets unfairly ridiculed by the other riders simply for being female. So she disguises herself as her brother instead.
Andy Carson, 125 Pro. Welcome to the Phil Rollins Cup, Andy. Good luck.
In a perfect world, Andy would solely be judged by her talents as a rider. But we do not live in a perfect world. She is only taken seriously as a rider when she is pretending to be her brother. That is until she smokes all the boys at their own game.
After everything this young woman did, the way she masqueraded as her brother, kept her identity a secret, after what she went through, a woman who came out on top in a man's sport. You think we'd let her sign with anyone but us?
Number 7. Teamwork. Gotta kick it up. Many DCOMs deal with their main character overcoming adversity, but this one is based on a true story of teamwork and triumph.
Cool. Now, how do we turn it into a routine? Yeah, and how are we ever going to learn it on time?
Well, let's figure that out.
The girls at Marshall Middle School are not about to let their school disband their dance team, so they band together to enlist the new biology teacher as their coach.
You have a comment there, Miss Salinas?
No, it's fine. If you're entering no granny competition.
Maybe you'd like to show us some of your ideas.
Though Ms. Bartlett and the girls initially clash, they come together to combine her training with their passion and raw talent to not only raise their own budget money, create their own costumes, and put together a series of killer routines, but inspire their entire town. They bring their friends and families, and of course their school, a new sense of honor, the whole time following their mantra, Si se puede.
No matter what happens after today, you girls are amazing.
Well, maybe because we've got an amazing
bracelet.
No, to us.
Number 6. Carrying too much weight. Brink. This may seem like a happy-go-lucky film about a group of friends who like to skate together, and in part it is. But when you examine a little deeper, there is much more under the surface.
Being known as the best, getting paid at the same time. What could be sweeter?
With his dad injured from work, Brink turns his life upside down in order to help his family. He spreads himself really thin between school, work, skating with his friends, and skating with a rival-sponsored team in order to make money. No kid should have to carry that kind of weight on their shoulders.
Andy, you're my son. Taking care of you is my business. You can tell me or don't tell me, it's okay. But that doesn't change my job description.
And things escalate far beyond money and rivalries when Brink's friend, Gabriella, gets hurt at the hands of one of his new teammates. The movie takes such a dark turn. She could have died.
Man, you are such a wuss. I'm the one who should be mad at you. You didn't even have the brains to finish the race.
Maybe not. But I do have the brains to finish this.
Number 5. Reconnecting with one's roots. Rip Girls.
Is it her? Is that Mom? I never saw a picture of her like that.
The loss of a mother is practically a Disney cliche at this point. But rather than just acting as a plot device, this story is all about Sydney's journey to reconnect with the memory of her late mother. When Sydney inherits a plantation in Hawaii that is about to be gentrified by greedy land developers, it falls on her to decide whether or not to sell.
What happens to the beach?
Oh, not one thing. It remains as pure and pristine as ever. The guests would hardly settle for anything less.
So it'd only be open to hotel guests?
Through her growing relationships with the locals and exploration of the island itself, she becomes more and more connected to her mother and her heritage. Colonization, grief, Hawaiian culture, self-identity, Sydney tackles it all.
I'm not sure if I'm saying hello or goodbye, but I know she's out here, watching over me. And I know I'll have that, always. So either way, it's all the same. It's all aloha.
Number 4. The importance of extracurriculars. Lemonade Mouth. Aside from the great music, the best thing about this film is the overall message about standing up for what you believe in.
Hey, don't let your school take away your rights. Okay, be heard. Use your voice.
It all starts when Stella realizes that her new school principal is unfairly allocating funds to the sports program and ignoring all other extracurriculars. She joins forces with 4 other underdogs she meets in detention and creates a band determined to speak up for the other little guys in their school.
I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I don't want to be some random face in a yearbook or a kid people vaguely recall passing in the halls. I want to be heard.
No matter how their rivalry tries to knock them down, or whatever personal issues get in the way, they use their voice to spark a revolution. As they say, they'll always be more than a band. Number 3. Being developmentally delayed. True confessions. Some would argue that Shia LaBeouf's performance in this film put him on the map as a dramatic actor.
I'm not a doctor. Doctors for me.
This story is all about True and her relationship with her mentally challenged twin brother. It is simultaneously heart-wrenching and uplifting experiencing Eddie's many highs and lows with True.
I just wish other people would take the time to get to know him the way that I do.
This movie does not hold back when showing the, let's call it, impatience some people have towards the mentally disabled. You really feel what Eddie feels when he gets lost in the library, and you share in True's anger with the jerk that spits in Eddie's hat. Number 2, a real-world tragedy. Tiger Cruise. This one is a fictional story based on real-life events. Maddie is a young girl visiting her father, Gary, a military man, on a Tiger Cruise.
Look at you! I hardly even recognize you.
It's been a while, I grew.
Many families share in the joy of reuniting with their deployed loved ones, but that joy is quickly turned into sorrow when news breaks of a terrorist attack on the World Trade Center in New York.
And I want to say that I feel proud that every man and woman on this ship is ready and trained to be part of any response our nation may decide to make against those who have perpetrated these attacks.
The Tigers suddenly get a first-hand experience of what their loved ones really do as part of the US military. This movie shows the military pride of the more behind-the-scenes service members, as well as the weight of their careers on their families.
I said that I would be home. I will. But for now, I have to do my duty.
Disney took a huge swing with this one and knocked it out of the park.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Race and Acceptance. The Color of Friendship. It's shocking that this movie didn't earn itself a more restrictive rating considering its subject matter. Not only does this Emmy Award-winning movie tackle topics of racism and discrimination candidly, but it adds the politics of apartheid-era South Africa into the mix.
It's a nasty cycle. It has to be stopped. Here in America, we had to learn the exact same lesson. Now it's South Africa's time. Starting maybe with you.
When the Dellums family participate in an exchange program, they do not expect to receive a white South Africa student. And Mari Bok, the daughter of a South African policeman, is completely unsure of how to live alongside her new host family.
You're the family?
Yes.
And you're the congressman.
Welcome to America.
Despite everyone's best efforts, tensions run very high at moments. But Mari and Piper eventually forge a friendship through patience and understanding. One that opens Mari's eyes to the injustices of her home country.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.